Hey everybody, Austin here, formerly of the Mark and Austin Show here on the Mark Lesko podcast with a special announcement. In my time away from the show, I've started a new business venture. It's called the Uplift Pickleball Company, and I sell primarily pickleball paddles. And I've also returned to be a proud partner with Mark and the show. So what does that mean for you? That means if you're in the market for a fantastic pickleball paddle, you can check that out at upliftpickleball.com. And at checkout, if you use the code LESKO10, not only will you save 10% off of your purchase, but you will directly support the Mark Lesko podcast via commission. And that's really what we're about here in the Penn State family, uplifting each other and succeeding together. Thank you so much for listening. We are Penn State. Now back to the show.
All right, everybody, welcome back into another episode of the Mark Lesko podcast, joined by George Kuhn, Brett Cable, J-Rod. Welcome back in, guys. How you doing?
Good. Love everybody.
Yeah, so markleskopodcast.com. Get your merch. Uplift Pickleball Paddles, Victory Sports and Fitness, 178 Rolling Ridge Drive. That's who we're brought to you by. Blue White Illustrated just got in the mail. Go get it.
Nice.
Got the monthly subscription, so Rocco's on the cover there. J-Rod, doesn't always come on for Penn State, but try to have him on Friday nights, and just so happens that,
You got a darn good reason to have me on
Yeah.
tonight, bud.
we got our franchise quarterback. We're going to win the Super Bowl, so we're good.
Man, this is going to be just like Franco Harris coming to the Steelers and doing what he did with them in the 70s, bud. It just has that great feeling that Penn State will once again have an amazing Steeler to take this team to the next generation of just great winning and great championships. I'm just super pumped for what I just saw. Folks, I can't really wrap it up into any more better words than this. Drew bleeping Allar, as Mark has just officially named him, had just went on that field in the second half of that Steelers-Packers game with as much pressure as anyone could have. Like, you can't even think of any volcanic eruption that would be bigger than the pressure that he had going into that second half. He absolutely used every ounce of opportunity. And if you want to have a special shout out to guys like Wetjen and I think it was Ehrlichman or Earlman, like these other two guys that were on the third string, fourth string names, they were just bawling for him. I mean, goodness, he absolutely threw some dimes. These absolute studs on this practice squad, I mean, they took every opportunity. I mean, they were treating this like it was like a Super Bowl for them. They know most of them are going to be practice squad guys, but for watching a guy like Drew execute the way he did, he was able to find everything inside the pocket, inside the middle of the field. He was just electric. I mean, the way he threw, I mean, no footwork, no foot problems whatsoever, no fancy, bad, happy feet, nothing. I don't care whatever emotional feet you have. He didn't have any of it. The only thing that was happy was his whole entire team. And Mike McCarthy, look at this whole thing. This right here, again, I will say it for everyone right now. It's about a 75% certainty. This poor kid was never meant for the Penn State product. He was never meant for their system. And you watch what this guy could have been for the college football world, what he could have been for Penn State. This is what you were supposed to see on a nightly basis with the Penn State Nittany Lions. Oh, I'm just absolutely over the moon for what this kid has accomplished. I mean, just absolutely Drew bleeping Allar, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this real quick. So, haven't seen him smile like that in a while.
Yeah. He deserves it.
He hasn't played a game in 10 months. It's been a long time for him.
Yeah.
Fellow Penn Stater there.
Patty. Oh.
Pat Fryermuth.
Yeah.
So, Jared, I completely disagree that he wasn't built for our system. He wasn't built for our coach's system. And I'm going to be nice and just say he wasn't built for our coach's system. He was built for Penn State.
Well, that's what I meant. Well, that's the system that he had to go through. The coaches were made up the system. That's what you had. You did.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying. I do.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, and we said it, Jared and I were on here the night he was drafted, that he's going to come to Pittsburgh, learn from a real coach, learn under the Steelers, Mike McCarthy, and do better. Now, it's one preseason game. He was playing against, I don't know what kind of players were on the field. It doesn't really matter, though. What Drew got last night was confidence. And I can't play my clip on Instagram on PC for some reason, like the music with the post, which is annoying. But I put up like this montage of him
through time.
Yep. Yeah, through time. And man. Yeah. So like my dad said it. I think it was after he got hurt. And I never really thought about it. He said, Drew came to Penn State and he got the crap beat out of him as a freshman. They went into Ohio State, got absolutely embarrassed. He was crying. Absolutely pathetically coached game. Pathetic. One of the worst games I've ever seen in my life. Frustrating games I've ever seen in my life. Comes back the next year, gets the crap beat out of him again. Comes back the next year, gets the crap beat out of him again. Comes back his fourth year. If you're Drew Allar, first of all, I would have left, probably. I mean, because knowing what we know now, back then, we didn't really know exactly what was going on. Like, we now know, like, going into last year, for example, just one of the many examples where our previous head coach was just talking and talking and talking. That's all he did about how great we were going to be. And we believed him, we believed him. Now we know we can't believe anything he says. So what Drew must have been dealing with on the inside, like not only with himself, but within the staff, holy crap. So my dad said he kept coming back. He could have left. He kept coming back. He was loyal to Penn State. And we know that now, like, man, and his career was ended by an injury. So his Penn State career was ended by an injury. That's what happened, unfortunately. So, you can't hear the sound, but this was the post, like just the pictures kind of do the justice too. Like he went from high school to just not being able to do anything, really. Nothing against him. Got hurt. Went to the NFL draft. Got drafted. They were talking about how terrible his footwork was. To 3 touchdowns of smiling, being happy again. And now we're going to win the Super Bowl. So, yeah, man. He deserves it. He man, we as Penn Staters all owe Drew Allar a great debt of gratitude for what he did. If it weren't for his heart, and I don't know how he did it, honestly. I don't know how he made it through 4 years of being coached by that guy, but he did. He was not. He did he did bad in college. Like he did not do good. And it's not his fault. It's not. He just like Jared said, the system wasn't built for him. It never was. And he's still stuck around, man. Like, I think we're going to see Drew Allar, the real Drew Allar now, because he's playing for a real team, a real coach. That's the Steelers. So, yeah, just really happy for him. And again, just seeing him smile again, like that's crazy. So,
I want to say one more thing. I'll let you guys go at it. Are we allowed, Mark? I don't know the whole rules, but are you allowed to quote things? From other okay, I'm just curious. I didn't know if I said something, you'd get flagged or something. But it just reminds me so much of Rocky Balboa. Did you ever watch that, the 2006 one where he's the old Rocky and his son is like telling him not to go into the ring again
Mhm.
after many years. And he tells him, like, the world is not all sunshine and rainbows. You know,
Mhm.
it's a mean and nasty place, and it will beat you to your knees if you let it. And that one line, it was one of the greatest moments of that speech he does. It's not about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. That right there had to have been his entire attitude through this whole thing. I mean, you talk about a person, I don't think you're ever going to meet a college player who went into the NFL with more diversity, with more overcomings. I mean, you think about all the things you have to go through to get to the level that he did. And honestly, when you see about went down with injury, hasn't played in months, he got drafted in the 3rd round. The fact that the dude was pretty much slated to be a 1st-round pick before all this went down, and he only dropped so many rounds. And you watched in those clips online, if you didn't, they're all there to watch how he went from the happy feet issues that he had, and you watched how he played that night. I mean, it's unbelievable what this guy is capable of, how he absorbs things. Honestly, this dude was meant to be a quarterback. This dude was meant to play this position. The way he go of the ball, the way he throws it, it's just, all of it is just poetry in motion. He is absolutely one of the better skilled guys. Honestly, like, you don't know a guy better arm, a better talent like that with his arm like Drew is. And I'm just all for it, man. It's just, this is right here. Everything that you hope happens in that regard. You just went through the worst part of your life and you somehow came out on top. You got drafted by one of the most, prolific teams in NFL history, and you're about to try to accomplish even the most impossible. Like they said, he was going to be a practice squad quarterback. That's how it looked at the beginning of training camp. And now here he is, basically saying, I'm going to shoot for backup at the lowest. And he's not looking back. I mean, listen, it was all great showing from that game last night overall, just a shout out to it. But yes, Drew was the star of last night's game. And it's just, again, we just saw one game. If we see it again, that's what we expect now. I'm not saying he has set the bar for himself, but it's just like, I need to see it again. I need to see the rest of training camp. And I would very much be saying this right here is an NFL quarterback. Absolutely.
Yeah. Whoever was saying he's going to be a practice squad quarterback, like I hope they weren't a professional, because that's a man. A 3rd round pick is going to be on the. Why would they do that? But the Raiders fan is going to go last here. So George, go ahead.
That's brutal. Yeah, keep chopping and. I was just saying, keep chopping and Simon. What's up, gentlemen?
Hack was too, man. Like, we owe Hack a lot, and Clifford. We've said it. Like, Clifford could have been way better.
He was a dog. Overall, that's what he was.
Holy crap. He was tough as nails too. But
yeah, he was.
Hackenberg, like, think about what he went through, man. Like, he came to Penn State. He could have gone anywhere, and he still could have transferred, at that time. And he stayed under Franklin. And I haven't watched a ton of Hack stuff, but I know the one thing he said is, like, he's taking a lot more accountability now than he did when I was there. That's one thing he said last year.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, he still wasn't really taking accountability. He's like, oh, yeah, I take full responsibility. Like, shut up. No, you don't. But go ahead, George.
No, I was going to say, I thought he looked good. I'm not quite as excited as Jay Wright is. I'm not going to look at the, 13 passes and say, this is our franchise quarterback. He has the tools. I know he has the tools, but he's got to stay level. There were a couple passes where the footwork wasn't what it should have been. I don't mean to rain on his parade. I thought it was great. I'm very glad to see him come out and play like that. I just think he's got to think to himself this morning, woke up. I hope he's thinking, how do I get better today? Because he's not there yet. That's the fact. He's not ready yet. So
no, definitely not. He just got so much confidence out of that.
It was the best first step he could have taken.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So
it was a great start.
From what I saw, so he made some really good passes. Yeah, there were a couple down the field. He gave his guys a chance. I mean, that one long pass he threw that they called holding on. I think they were holding Weegan. It was Weegan or 84, the one guy Jared was talking about. That guy, that ball, I think it was a perfect ball. It was right on the sideline. If he wasn't holding the Pittsburgh guy, that would have probably fell in the bucket. So I think that would have been good. Yeah, the footwork that I saw was only bad when he was getting rushed and he was pedaling backwards, and he still made some decent throws. That one that impressed me was when he knew he was going to get rushed right away. There was a free man. He snapped the ball, got the ball, and threw it right away, and it was a bullet right to his guy, right where he needed to go. So that's not something you would have seen in college. If he knew he was getting rushed, he would have panicked and threw it somewhere else. So that was an improvement. I also think if he would have played the whole game, I feel like he was kind of in the zone. He could have 5 or 6 touchdowns. And I'm not making. I mean, he had 3, and he played a quarter and some change, quarter and a half or something. So yeah, I think he was on a roll last night. I think he was in the zone. He was very poised. The happy feet weren't really there. They maybe they'll come back for another preseason game. Who knows? Whenever he plays next, but yeah, I think what it was the plays they gave to him to do. He was comfortable with them. They let him roll out. He's good rolling out and moving out of the pocket. He was good at that in college when they allow him. But whenever you keep him in the pocket too long, that's when it gets he's not super comfortable. So working to his skill set as the coaching staff, that's what they did. They worked with his skill set. That's not what Penn State ever did with him. So the only game they ever did that with him was against West Virginia, his first game of his career, and that's the best we've ever seen. So this was a much improved version. Short sample size, but man, if he can just grow on that, like you said, wake up in the morning and say, how can I get better? I think we know Drew well enough that he's not a cocky guy. He's happy to be here. He was laughing and joking with his teammates and the coaches. Yeah, he's a stand-up guy. You can tell he wants to be better. He wants to be great. Really excited for him. I'm not a Pittsburgh fan, but I stayed up and watched that because he's a Penn Stater. He deserves it. Yep.
Yeah, I wanted to get Aaron's opinion tonight too. He's probably working as an Eagles fan,
Yeah.
Your thoughts, just as a fan that isn't a Steelers fan. But to your point, Brett, this pass right here, that's almost triple coverage he throws it into there. And he just
which one? I can't. Do you remember that?
We can't see.
Oh,
it.
my bad. he just darts it in there, man.
Yeah.
He darts it in there. Yeah, the first right where the only spot the ball can go, he throws it to. That's what I'm saying. He makes throws like that you're like, that's the only spot he could have threw it. Yeah.
He's got the arm talent. I don't know why it's blurry at the beginning, but now those guys, they sat. If he's even, he's leaving. These guys were not playing good defense, but he threw it into pretty much triple coverage.
He manipulated the middle linebacker. He was looking straight ahead and at the last second turned. So he manipulated him. Yep.
That Weegan kid, I think he's going to be good for us. He's good.
Oh, dude. The punt
he's so
he
fast.
could potentially be. Oh, I can't wait to see how fast the guy can go.
I told you.
He's Iowa, right?
Yeah.
He's from Iowa. He's the white Hamler. That's literally the best description of him. He's that fast.
Yeah. Him and Cooper DeJean, Iowa, man, they got some speed coming out of there, man. Holy crap.
They really do.
And he wasn't DeJean and Weegan the back-to-back returners of the year or something like that?
Yeah, they were both really good.
Yeah. And then, so this play, I called Andy Kotelnicki earlier today, and I said, hey, Andy, did you see that read option last night? He said, yeah. I said, okay, so that's what you should have done against Ohio State in 2024. Just one suggestion. And he said, okay. And then he said, say go Jayhawks. I said, no, I'm not saying that. And then I told him to go get a blizzard. So that's what the conversation was.
Yeah.
But Andy Kotelnicki last night, he better been taking notes. Okay, I'll do this now.
Yeah.
Because the next week they did it against Washington, but they didn't do it against Ohio State. So that makes sense.
Yeah, that's true. I was going to say, there is one thing. Did you guys notice, right when you think, oh, this drive's going to end, a penalty would happen, and, Pittsburgh would get grace for the first down. But those plays, like I said, the holding, pass interference, those were pretty good throws. Like there were one or two throws that were maybe a little off, but nobody's perfect. So even the throws where he got graced with a penalty and they got a first down, like he threw it right on the money in the end zone. It was right on that guy's right on his face mask. He threw it in the end zone, and the guy was holding the receiver, and then the one deeper too. So yeah, I mean, he looked great.
He was switching up plays out there
this 10
too.
for 13 that he had, I think his 3 passes that were incompleted, I mean, they were the ones he threw up like down the field, like 30, 40 yard down, and just kind of right there, like you said, bucket catch, like on the line. It's like he could have, like, if the guy was right there positioned, he could have probably done it, but the holding was there. I think the other one was a holding too. And Drew, I can't say enough for this kid's just confidence right now. It's got to be through the roof. It's got to be as high as it possibly can be. And again, that could have gone 1,000 different ways last night. It could have been like he was, 8 for 16. He could have had maybe 80 yards, maybe 1 touchdown pass. But this guy has the system he has now. The Steelers, guys, whether you want to admit this or not, I have to admit this myself. I think we are a little critical of having Mike McCarthy come in and be the head coach for the Steelers in the beginning. But obviously, this dude is the quarterback whisperer. He basically just took the worst features of Drew Allar and did all of that work in 3-4 months. I know they drafted him in April and the training camp started in August, so they had 4 months to get that stuff kind of out of him or to a point where you don't see it. And last night, I mean, I think you saw it one time out of all the snaps he took. I think you saw it one time. And that just goes to show you guys what had transpired when he was there at Penn State for the years he was. That, again, I just have to think what could have been if there was no issue with the coaching staff. If we did not have the issues we did have, it's just that might be the biggest what if that you can think of right now.
Zach Seiko's posted the best meme for it. Penn State fans watching Drew Allar. It was a guy with like a neck pulsating or a vein pulsating out of his neck, like angry. He was just looking at it.
Yeah, so I will say, like, Mike McCarthy definitely helped him out. We knew he would.
Yeah.
I mean, he completely transformed him. Like they said when he got to camp, it was horrendous. He had to relearn everything. I mean, his coaches at Penn State were horrible. So
he was a big knot, dude. He had all the knots in him, and all they had to do is just unravel them.
Yeah, so like those 4 quarterbacks that got down in Virginia Tech, they're all paying $3 million for no reason. Good luck. Good luck.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna need it, big time. I hope they got a good church down there that y'all can go to and pray. But
luckily for Grunk wasn't ruined somehow, and he's just like a lucky duckling.
He will.
He might. Yeah, I think he'll be pretty good there, but we'll see.
I think he's gonna be. He won't be as good as he can be. He's really good. To me, he's better than Drew in terms of just.
Oh yeah, he's
playing.
He's got potential, to be better. Yeah,
but. It was one preseason game. Like, I'm not putting the only thing I took from last night is that he got a lot of confidence. He had a 3 touchdown game. He was smiling. Like, that's what I got out of that. He could suck next week. Like, I don't know, but he deserved that last night. And the smile, the picture right here, him smiling, that's after he overcame a lot, like broken ankle. Yep. I mean, being completely gutted. Being hurt and playing
left
bad
for dead
with Penn State and going from national champions to number 2 to 3-3, losing to Northwestern, being out for the season. His coach is fired, and then he's drafted. They say this kid sucks basically when he gets to the Steelers, and then he has that game. So he's just like Brett said, he's not like. He's not like an arrogant kid. He's not like he seems like a very humble kid, and he didn't deserve what happened to him at all.
No.
So
it's hard not to root for him. That's what it comes.
Those players.
How do you not root for the guy? That's what it comes down to. Like, you can say he sucks or this or that, but the person he is, like, how can you not root for the guy? You know what I mean? And that last touchdown he threw was to a national champion, the Indiana fullback. He made a heck of a catch too.
Oh,
I mean, I was actually glad that Drew threw it up a little higher than usual. Usually Drew will like underthrow it, like when it comes to those sideline passes. So I'm actually glad that he gave his guy a chance to go up and get it, because that's not something he was doing in college.
is that
I
now
think
Those
that was
type
the
of
only
passes.
safe place that was the only safe place to put that, though. I think
Yeah.
he had to put it there.
Yeah, exactly. So it was good improvement.
Just
I'll
his
say my-
decision making overall was just
Spot
amazing.
on.
Yeah, like you said, I think he could have gone off like
He
5-6
could've-
times.
He could have went off. Yeah.
You know, he could have went off big time.
I mean, listen,
Yeah.
I'll say my piece with this. I mean, I get a little excited sometimes. I will admit that George really got me nailed, but I'm just saying it's just I have to be like that because George, right now, as I think as a Steelers fan, you have to understand. Ever since we've lost Ben, we have been going through a carousel from hell, is the nicest way to put it, of quarterbacks that just have not worked out, and I just. Seeing this much success from all of them, and particularly Drew Allar, it's refreshing to know that there's actually some hope and just a lot of just good vibes right now. It's absolutely the best feeling it can be. Like we're on cloud nine right now, just seeing the result it was. And again, it's preseason. There's no meaning to it. It's just a bunch of them going out and doing schemes and just going through the motion right now. It is what it is. I just know that seeing it, just having any type of this reality that's in that moment, it's just nice to know that he can do it. It's nice to know that he actually put himself in that position. He got himself to that point. Along with the coaching that he has gotten from them, he put himself in the best place he could possibly be. And it's right now very, very nice to start out this way.
Yep.
Yeah.
PRD, Virginia Tech fans will be in denial about that. They won't admit it. They won't.
Yeah, dude.
They'll be in denial. They have no.
Either way,
They're going to find out it's not just a river in Egypt.
If you have success, he's gonna want more money. He's gonna bankrupt your school. If you guys aren't good, he's gonna take zero responsibility. So have fun with that. But yeah, exactly. People are gonna look back.
5 days from now.
I mean, it doesn't
Right
take
now.
5 years for me. It's been 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I
Looking
knew-
back right now.
I looked back in 2016 and I wondered, wow.
George is the only one in his life who's seen a national championship in person.
Yeah. So
We're jealous.
look at
probably.
Singleton. Look how good he's doing. Look at Katron. Look at Mitchell Tinsley had a touchdown last night. Like
Devontae Ross. Yep. Devontae Ross. Yep.
Vega's doing well
They're-
too. Vega's going to be the starter day one.
yeah, they're all gonna Devontae Ross. Didn't
Nice
Mitchell Tinsley
touchdown.
have one too? Maybe not. It's Devontae Ross. But
Nice.
they were both good. I know that. But
Yep.
yeah, it's just very interesting
Lambert Smith.
to see how these guys are just killing it. They're all doing good. You know what I mean? So we'll have to keep up with Twitter. I'm sure he'll take all the credit. But George, you have anything else to say about Drew Allar?
No, I think the only thing I saw was it looked to me like he was calling audibles. He was controlling the whole offense, which is a good sign too. So the playbook's not too much for him. But no, I think that's about it.
Yeah, he was walking around last night before the game, like 3 hours before the game, looking at a sheet of paper. What McCarthy did was he probably gave him like a set amount of plays and formations that this is what we're going to run. Know this in and out, inside and out. Know this. And that, I'm sure he kept it pretty simple, but that's going to build. It's going to build. It's going to build. And, you have people on Instagram like Ned, whatever, some fat dude in like Minnesota. He's like, well, he's playing against third stringers. It's like, Ned, okay, it's the NFL. Like, what if you went out and threw against third stringers? How would you do, Ned? Okay, it's the NFL. The NFL is a whole different ball game. I don't care if it's third stringers. They're in the NFL. So,
and you think there might be a little more desperation with those third, fourth strings because they're trying to make rosters. Like they could be trying their darndest to play.
That's. So what makes the greatest people, the greatest players, whatever, what makes them so great. Part of it is they respect their opponent. Okay, so Tom Brady, he always respected his opponent. They said he would go on the radio. They'd be like, "So Tom, what do you think about playing the Browns this week? Like they're terrible." He's like, "It's still the NFL." Michael Jordan didn't care who he's playing. He respected his opponent. Kobe Bryant didn't care who he's playing. Respected his opponent. Joe Paterno. Yeah, you got Youngstown State coming up this week. What do you think? Well, they got a good team. They got a mobile quarterback. Their running backs coming back. There was no team that Joe played against where he's like, yeah, we're going to kill them. Like that he never said that type of stuff. You have to respect your opponent. And I think Allar, he's been through a lot. I think that's one thing he's always going to do is respect his opponent. He's going to prepare. He's going to be ready. That's what he was doing last night. It's not like the Packers have this like all-pro secondary, playing third string, but he's going to respect his opponent. I think that's one thing that he's always he's never going to take it for granted where he's at right now. So, but that just gave him a lot of confidence. So I'm happy to see it. So, Allen had a ton of carries tonight.
Yeah, K-Tron looked good.
Yeah, way better than Villanova and FIU. Yeah. And probably all of Ohio State secondary. So the best secondary he ever played against in the past 12 years combined is probably still not as good as the NFL. So, all right. So camp, we're kind of like, there's always something to talk about for me. Like I'm constantly reading stuff and there's always stuff that is always out there. Yeah. And Brett and I send each other literally stuff like 24/7. I mean, like when I'm at work, I'm not on my phone, but like, I'm like, I check it every once in a while and Brett sent me like 25 things. So I got to catch up. But, I like this makes this 10 magazines I'm reading right now. And then I'm watching all the content on YouTube, Landon, Blue White, Lines 247.
Yep.
Like I'm watching
Josh
it all
Pate
day,
now.
every day. Josh Pate. Yep.
With Penn State.
He just interviewed Campbell and Rocco and
they were good.
So, we've kind of repeated ourselves, but there's always something to talk about, like just the rotation that's happening right now at all the positions, who's playing, Josiah Zayas, he's on the thumbnail. I mean, he's playing nickel. Like we're moving guys around. And I said this to Brett the other night. One thing that Franklin would never do, never, is he said he took too much risk. I don't know what his definition of risk is, but he never took risk and played like younger guys. And because he wasn't confident they were prepared, and he wasn't confident that he prepared them enough, then that's a coach's fault. It's not the player's fault. The fact that they're playing, no, it's camp, but the fact they're playing like a Josiah Zayas, or they're not just playing guys because they're making a bunch of money or they were a starter last year or this and that. The fact that we're hearing these names so much, like you didn't hear this stuff before. You didn't. You had to like if you listen to the media, they were like, yeah, we saw so-and-so tonight. They just threw it out there. It didn't mean anything. They weren't going to play. Kobe Howard didn't even play last year. Okay. So the fact that he's rotating these guys, we're hearing all kinds of names from the media that's there and covering this professionally. We're hearing all these names. That's a very good sign, because one thing that you have to prepare for that I don't think Franklin ever once prepared for was you can get injured in football. Okay. Like I know it's a crazy concept, but you can get injured in football. So when Sean Clifford goes down, and what was his name? The quarterback that we had, what was his name?
Taquan Roberson.
Taquan Roberson is going up is trying to take snaps from the guard, and he's facing the wrong direction when he's going up to catch a shotgun snap. And we don't make it past the 50.
I would have made it past the 50.
Yeah,
I would.
That's because the coach didn't prepare him well. When Tony Rojas goes down, and then you go to UCLA, they're 0-4. Their whole staff was fired. They don't even know half the players' names. They got Golden Arm coaching the game, and they run for like 900 yards on us, and you can't get one single QB spy because the only QB spy apparently we had was out for the season. Like, you have to prepare for injuries. Matt Campbell knows Josiah Zayas needs to get in there because someone could get hurt. So it's a very good sign that we're hearing these names. And yeah, there's a lot going on right now. But George, start with you. What are you thinking about camp? You know, through the first, what are we at? Like 2 weeks now.
So I mean, I looked at a lot of different. We can go position by position if you want, but tomorrow is a scrimmage in Beaver Stadium. The players seem excited. Some of these guys have never, played or done anything really in Beaver Stadium, especially the Iowa State guys. Like we've talked about, they're running out all kinds of different, not just combinations of players, but different formations. So they're showing a lot of different stuff. I found this interesting. Coach Campbell has shortened the practices in half. I saw this and Landon was talking about this. Landon was surprised how quickly the practice was over. But our guys couldn't get off the bus. They couldn't get started in games. And I wonder. Hopefully, we'll fire out the gate right off the bus. I know they tried a lot of different things at O-line, and that's great. But I personally think they're going to have to settle down and pick the starters so they can start building chemistry. That's something several of the commentators have said too.
Yeah, Landon said that too.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, we go into Marshall. I don't know if we can win. I'd like to think we're going to win that game. I'd like to think we're going to blow them out. If we can, I want to see us come off the bus and play from the first second in that game. Play hard, look like we know what we're doing, and for goodness sakes, play discipline. I hate stupid penalties, and especially there is no reason to get a penalty after the play. I don't care. You didn't win the Super Bowl, so why are you celebrating? And why are you celebrating so much to get a penalty? Anyway, I mean, I could go on, but you guys go ahead for a little.
Yeah. That's one thing that Landon said, and he said this in the past. He said he was talking to another kid from another team. He said, "Yeah, we had like 4-hour practices. Like we did walkthrough for like 3 hours." And the kid's like, "Why'd you do that?" He's like, "Doesn't everybody do that?" Landon said that, and he's like, "No." Landon's like, "What?" Like, dude, they were like, they were fried completely last year, and he was always like that apparently. Like, that's dude. That is such a, oh my goodness, like that is such a bad sign as a coach if you're doing that much. And Kevin Horn is hilarious. He the other night he said, he's like, yeah, when you have a coach who has multiple personality disorders, like, and couldn't have been a more unsatisfying 104 wins in a tenure that we could probably think about. He's like, was there ever a less satisfying 104 win coaching tenure in history? Like, no, I don't think so. But yeah, that's a crazy thing. George just brought it up. That's insane. Like why was that a thing? Long practices, Go ahead, Brett.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know why it was a thing. I mean, at the end of the day, until Landon said that, obviously I didn't know how long this practice was.
We didn't either.
But he was saying they were like 2 hours 45 minutes to 3 hours sometimes, and now they're like an hour and 45 minutes, which sounds like a perfect amount of time to practice. And yeah, you might be getting less reps, but you're going to get more quality reps because you're not going to be freaking gassed. And at the same time, yeah, you're interexchanging more players in the beginning to get them experience, and you have a more chance to get people injured. But if you're playing practice for an extra hour with Franklin and the boys, you also have more time to get yourself injured. So, yeah, I thought that was a good point. Amari and Jackson, we brought him up before too. I mean, he's ready to go. I mean, he's going to play this year. And, the best part is, like, we don't have to hope like a Kobe Howard situation last year. We can't wait to see Kobe go in the game, and it never happened. now we know like it's going to happen. We're going to see him play this year. It's going to happen because Matt Campbell and company are going to play him. And because that's what they do. They play the best players on the team. They don't just play guys because they're seniors and super seniors. Now, yes, we have plenty of seniors on the roster that are going to start and play. We're also going to mix in some younger guys who are very talented that you can't keep off the field. Elijah Cornell was talked about. Matt Campbell brought him up. Looks like he's battling with Dallas Vicali and Ty Blanding. So I think we'll see all those guys this year, obviously. But yeah, Elijah Cornell's huge. I mean, he's only like a redshirt freshman, I think. He's already over 300 pounds. He looks solid. He kind of looks like a Stanley Montgomery, like just a big built dude. Defensive end Alex McPherson, he's going to be in the mix. He's brought up with Blue White Illustrated on their post yesterday. They talked about him. And then Mark already brought up Josiah Zayas. Josiah Zayas is the one, if you remember, he had the pick six in the blue and white game. Now, he read the play completely and bolted for that. But yeah, I'm excited for those guys. And we also haven't talked about the position change with our guy, the quarterback, Peyton Falzone, and it makes perfect sense. Obviously, it looks like he's gaining confidence in his throwing motion. He's been working with Brad Medler, same quarterback coach as Drew Allar and Ethan Grunkemeyer. So it looks like he was fixing his throw, but we have Alex Mansky in the waiting in the wing right now, ready to go for next year. So I think it makes sense to move a very talented athlete in Peyton Falzone who can run under a 4.5. He's 6'5". He put on 20 pounds this offseason. He puts on another 20 pounds. He's good to go for tight end. So, yeah, he's not going to play right away. Maybe we'll see him next year to get some reps, but I think he's too talented to not put him at tight end. Look what happened with Tyler Warren. I mean, he's a one-of-a-kind player, but still, that was the route that he took. So, one second, guys. I had this cough coming.
Yeah, we're going to see young guys play, right? You know.
Yep.
Like that's, the other night when we were talking about the Mansky and Rocco thing, and we played the Denny Dispatch. The main reason why I thought it could be internal was Audrey's reaction. She was like, oh boy. Like she kept saying that to me, that was like a local media reaction more than a national one, but it's just, I guess it was just her reaction, if that makes sense. But yeah, like I even asked George like, yeah, I think he meant it nationally. He didn't mean it internally.
No, keep chopping. Drew Allar did not throw like that in high school. He fixed his throwing motion. That's what he's there for. He's there to develop the throwing motion and all that, and maybe some footwork, but he's not there to coach the plays and all that stuff and the scheme. So I think Brad Medler is a pretty decent quarterback coach.
Yeah.
As much as I know.
And he worked with Grunk too, right?
Yeah, he worked with Grunk too, and Grunk looked great.
I mean,
so
the thing with Allar, it was from the neck up, man. That was his issue.
Yeah, because of his coaching was terrible.
Yeah, his coaching was absolutely horrendous.
Horrific, yeah.
And Danny O'Brien, I wouldn't have him coaching middle schoolers. But George, well, I don't know. Whoever wants to talk about camp, Jared and George.
Yeah, I think the thing that I'm looking forward to when I hear that, scrimmage is starting and we're just a couple weeks away and, football it's in the air. Like, we just saw the pre-games and preseason last night for the NFL. We're slowly getting into that atmosphere again. I think what Penn State fans are most anxious to get back to is a feeling of environment that actually feels like fluid, like actually has like an identity. I always feel like with James Franklin, with his caveats of, I do this and, 1-0 this week. Like the whole, like, it just sounded so fake. And I didn't care for how it just made you wonder, like, what version were we going to get of Penn State? It never felt like they had a clear identity. Matt Campbell comes in and he says, this is where I'm coming from. This is where I'm going to be. This is who we're going to be. Like he just like went through that whole transition of a different like conference and how, it's Iowa State. Yes, I know they modeled a lot of stuff after us and Big Ten, but it is a totally different animal. And I don't know if you saw that thing I sent you on Facebook about the anonymous Big 12 coach or GM that said, like, they're going to struggle because Big Ten is a different animal. And I was like, I think I made that point last week, and to be honest. So it's like the fact that someone else is kind of echoing that just tells you that a lot of people are wondering, is this going to be a good fit? And the fact of the matter is, you saw his press conferences coming in, the way he carried himself, the way that his players have been in this arena, like the way that they've come into State College, PA, to Beaver Stadium, to Penn State University. They just know that this environment requires just a very calm and just like, you have a focus, like you have a plan. Like that's really what I always think, that guys like Franklin and company were always, they were making it happen as they went along. They were kind of going on the seat of their pants. And I just think that Matt really does have a game plan. I think that knowing that he has players coming in to kind of work off of, and also with the Penn State players that are here, I think this whole environment is going to be a good transition to go from what he had to where he is now. And again, I think that it's so important for this fan base and for everyone at Penn State just to know that this right here is going to be a culture that wants to just get back to like remembering what it was. It's just like every Saturday when that cool brisk air comes in from fall, like, and just the way that, the light hits it when the sun goes down and that whiteout's there, or just whatever that big environment will be. It just needs to get back to just being a part of that atmosphere. And I think that these guys are going to be a very good representation of that atmosphere. I have very much think that they have a good guy in him. And again, you're talking about players like Rocco Becht and him. Think about what we went through with Franklin and Allar. It almost felt like yin and yang. It did not work. Like the way they would butt heads, or it just didn't look like they had a good relationship. It just did not. I did not see that come off. And again, when you saw the transition from that to Smith and Grunkenmeyer, I remember everyone was going, how are we going to get through the rest of the season? And Terry Smith just emerges. And he takes Grunkenmeyer under his wing, and they just all galvanized. And the way you saw them come together as a team, it was absolutely so inspiring. It was was absolutely fantastic watching them end their season with as much fight and as just much understanding of like, we just need to play for each other, need to get back to like just being a team. And I think that this right here is a good team again. This whole dynamic they have, I'm just very curious to see what Rocco Becht is going to look like as our leader. And for the first time in, it feels like 17 years, it's not going to be Singleton and Allen. It's not. It's going to be people. It's going to be Quentin Martin Jr. There's going to be a different running back. What the thing we're known for, if it's not the defense, it's the run game. I'm very curious to see how the run game is going to adapt to this new line and this new system. There's a lot of things that are going to go into this season.
And J-Rod, do you know why? Oh, go for it, George.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, the reason you have that feeling, J-Rod, and you're not even really as much in the inside looking in as we are with the Penn State stuff, Terry Smith said it. Terry Smith finally spoke. We found
he
did an interview yesterday or today.
Yeah.
He
Brett, you
said
sent that to what? What group?
I sent that to the Campbell chat, so it's in there. It was Locked On Nittany Lions actually did it with him. Somebody else might have too. But anyways, Terry Smith was asked about how everyone's how everyone's got acquainted and everything. And, you know, he said he was talking about the quarterback room. He's like, you know, it took the guys a little bit of time to get adjusted to the new culture. And that's because, you know, what the new culture is: discipline, accountability, everything that was not happening last year. There was no discipline. There was no accountability. There was no nothing. There was no culture. So that's where this all starts. And that's why Matt Campbell keeps repeating himself when asked questions about what his beliefs are and the standards and all that good stuff. That's why he keeps having the same answer, because it all comes back to the culture, the brotherhood, all that stuff. So Terry Smith said, you know, this is a place we haven't been in a while, and this is old school, blue collar Penn State football. It's exactly what he said a couple months ago. He brought it up again in his recent interview. That's why it's changing, because they're sitting in the front row in class. They're doing actual classes. They're not doing online. They have to hold themselves accountable, eat together in the mornings, all that good stuff. And Matt Campbell said yesterday, I believe, he said James Peoples was one of the standouts the other day, because not only did he catch the ball great, ran the ball great, and was blocking great in the pass protection, which is something it's good to hear, because now we know James Peoples is ready to go. He's gonna be playing a lot of football for us.
Yeah.
Right, but then a couple of days before that, it was Quentin Martin. So Quentin Martin and Peoples are going back and forth pretty hard, which is good. So I found something kind of interesting. I went and looked at. We have a bunch of guys up for awards on the awards watch list. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one I didn't know about was, I can't even say the kid's name, and I feel bad, but our long snapper is up for is on a awards watch list. So we have 7 guys. Well, but if you have 7 guys on your roster that are on award watch list, it can't be a terrible roster.
No, that's right.
It's just it's a litmus test, right? So you have this many guys, and
Yep. And Mark, your boy Quentin Martin he's up 11 pounds. He was at 204. He's at 215 right now. So he's almost to where they want him. 215 to 220 is where they want him. So that's good.
George, is that the Steelers Cup you got there?
Yep. This one.
Nice. Oh, it's okay. It's the like.
Yep.
Yeah. So those are a little smaller than I like. I always get the 15-ounce ones, but I can't put you can only do white for the 15-ounce cups for some reason. So otherwise, I would just have all 15-ounce cups. But one thing I was gonna say. So I heard this from you guys know the source, but I'm not gonna say who it is. From a very solid source that the whole sitting in front row and going to class under the last coach, that was total BS. That was not enforced at all. Really at all. So I shouldn't say at all. It wasn't enforced. 90% wasn't enforced. So so all the Virginia Tech guys that are sitting in front of class, okay. So that's that's
new. That's a new thing now.
Yeah, it's so they're respecting history down there. They're sitting in front of class, and that's all. They're doing that now. They didn't do it before, but they're doing it now. So that makes sense. But
I bet you Franklin's practices are also now an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah.
I bet you they're perfect size now.
What are you guys on about in this chat about sandwiches and burgers? You guys are killing me.
So
he's talking about the Field. It's a place State College. Now, no, he got a real hamburger for a burger. Yeah.
Yeah. They named so the head coach goes and makes a burger. Franklin made his out of turkey meat and grass from the golf course, I think, something like that. So, it was just not that good. But Campbell's burger is
looks pretty legit. It's got an Italian. It's like an Italian hoagie on a burger type of deal. It's got lettuce, salami, all that stuff, Italian dressing, a cheeseburger.
So the Field, George, that's at Toff Trees.
Oh, it's got it right
They
there.
got a real nice golf course out there and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I played in a tournament there not too long ago, and the Field, that's State College does not have very much upscale dining, if you will, fine dining. The Field's one of them. They got some good spots, but the field is like one of the spots to go to, and like the view is really nice. It's out at the golf course.
Oh, God. The
Yeah,
Micah
so
Parsons comment. I can't just.
Yeah, sorry, I just saw all this stuff about burgers and sandwiches. What are we out about here? So
Oh, God. That's crazy.
yeah,
No bun.
Micah. Yeah, I remember. I forget when it was, but you know, I mentioned my grandfather watches, and he never he didn't like Franklin. I remember the one time he's like, he's no good. He's no good. He didn't like Tomlin either, man. Love Joe, he likes Terry. And when Sandy Barber got hired, he's like, she's no good either. So yeah, but yeah, it's yeah, I didn't know that there was a lot of just there was a lot of losses. Yeah, so anyway, but I don't know, camp. I'm liking everything I hear from camp right now. You know what I mean? Like, the people that are playing, the way they're performing. I mean, you know, like you said, George, they better get a starting a line down. And someone said, I forget who said it, but I think tomorrow's scrimmage is kind of the last main evaluation phase until ironing out more spots more firmly. Yeah. So. Yeah. And I agree with that. But the fact that I don't know, man, like last year, I was into it, but I wasn't reading like a ton of magazines and watching content daily and stuff like that. I don't remember hearing a lot though about like all this rotation and all these guys getting touches, and even if we did, it wouldn't matter because they didn't play anybody except for who they had. Like, literally changed nothing in 6 weeks. They just kept doing what they were doing, and it wasn't working. Didn't change a thing. So the fact that we're hearing all this rotation stuff, all these young guys playing, doing good, Amarian Jackson, like that's – we'll see how it plays out. Like, you know, we'll see the product when we see it, you know, in games. It's going to take a while. Like Blue White was saying tonight, that it might take a few games to see who that breakout defensive end is, who our solidified game-changing defensive end is. You know, I don't think, like, they're thinking of like a denied Dennis Sutton. Across the board, I don't think we're going to need any like super standout players. I think across the board,
by committee.
It's just going to be a team thing. You know what I mean?
Defensive tackles are going to plug the holes. We know that.
But I was saying this the other night too, because Zach Seiko, I was watching Zach Seiko. He has guys on a show that I'm like, why do you have them on your show? Like, they're like the most negative people I've ever heard talk in my life. But the one guy was like, they're going to go 8-4 or something. I was watching it today. I saw that. And one thing I thought about was, all right, that guy – I don't know who he is, but I don't know who he is. That could be true. That could be true. But one thing that's
the floor.
Yeah. So one thing that it should be the floor. Yeah. One thing that I thought about was, okay, our schedule is not that great. And this kid said if we go 10-2, we shouldn't get into the playoff because the two losses are probably USC and Michigan, and the schedule doesn't warrant getting into the playoff. Now, what the other guy said was, but you have to factor in everything else that happens too. So USC could be undefeated, Michigan could be undefeated, like 12-0 each. And they're like, okay, well, we lost to two 12-0 teams, and we're still playing in the conference, unlike Notre Dame. So,
and how did you lose? Is it 3 points, right? Yeah,
exactly. So
good point.
Exactly.
But I will say this, and this is why when I was on with Jared the other night, I said about style points, like putting up points against these lower tier opponents. No offense to them. We have, because we go 12-0. Okay, the schedule was easy. We go 8-4. All right, well, the schedule was easy, and you guys went 8-4. Or we go 10-2. Yeah, you lost to the you lost to two of your harder opponents. Like, no matter what, it's going to be, we had an easy schedule, Matt Campbell's first year. So I think what we need to do, honestly, is what we need to hope for. Like, and maybe be more vocal about it, is like, we need to put up style points. We need to beat up inferior opponents. We need to put up points. And we need to get as close to 12-0 as we can, because if we don't, with this inferior schedule, like, we have a good roster. You know, no matter what, at the end of the day, if we go 8-4, whatever, it's Matt Campbell's first year. I'm not going to be happy if we go 8-4 or lower, but it's his first year. Okay, we're going to improve. Like, this can't keep happening. You know what I mean?
If we beat Minnesota because of a fake punt, then yeah, we can't. That's not going to cut it.
Yeah, so it's just one of those things where we got to be prepared as fans to hear, like, went 12-0. Yeah, well, your schedule was easy. Or you went 10-2. Well, you only played 2 good teams. Or you went 8-4 and you had an easy schedule. Like, it's a no-win situation. You know what I mean? So I hope for the best, but I just want to see good, solid offensive production. That is one thing that I want to see. Points.
Yeah.
Against Marshall, Temple, Buffalo. You know, and it can progress. Like, Marshall, they're not a bad team. Like, they got a good quarterback. You know, Mike Kresovich was saying it in our group. By the way, Mike got that lettuce virus thing, and he's over it now, thankfully. But he got that lettuce virus real bad. But
that's terrible.
Yeah.
Temple, Jackson, Smolik. Yep.
Yeah, and then Temple and then Buffalo. Like, we should progressively over 3 weeks just get better, and then come Buffalo, just literally beat the brakes off of them. And when they go back, like, the Buffalo is no longer the same Buffalo. Like, it's like a completely damaged, should be put down Buffalo. You know what I mean? Like, they need to annihilate Buffalo. And then go into Wisconsin, even Wisconsin, you know, we'll see how they are, but I don't think we're going to have a problem beating them. So how do we do in our first Big Ten game? You know, stuff like that. It's going to be, yeah, that's what I'm really waiting on for the season to start, is just because, man, we're going to hear it all. We are, like, I'm telling you.
Well, people have to understand too, the non-con schedule has nothing to do with the regime that's there right now. Matt Campbell and company did not come up with that garbage. Yeah, so like in a couple years when it's Matt Campbell's schedule, I hope we do schedule a couple, like even like Mississippi State or like Missouri, like an SEC team. Yeah,
we're gonna play like maybe Virginia Tech or Pitt, or we'll play like I don't know, maybe an SEC team or a Big 12 team. We can play Iowa State. You know what I mean? Like, I think Matt Campbell is 100% gonna put some harder opponents there in the beginning. Maybe even a kickoff classic, like a primetime kickoff classic, like Alabama used to do every year. They just beat up on whoever they were playing. Something like that. Like Joe, you know, back in the day, like, dude, they always had some sort of kickoff classic game. They play USC, Arizona. They were almost always playing like a good team to start the season or in the first couple weeks. Like 99, they played number 3 Arizona at home, beat the crap out of them, and then they went down to Miami. I mean, like, that's crazy. Like, that is that, you know, that's insane. Like, but Joe did that type of stuff. So yeah, you're right. Like, I think Matt Campbell will do that. George, can you remember, like, back in the day, they always played like a good team?
Yep,
almost
always. Right? I mean, there were a lot of seasons, like you said, for a while they did have that kickoff classic. The NCAA did away from being allowed to do that. But yeah, USC, and of course, you know, every year we're independent. We were playing Notre Dame, not Pitt, for God's sakes, no. But so we played a lot of. We're independent. We had a lot of what you would call maybe inferior teams, but we played a lot of big teams, and we played. Joe was willing to go anywhere and play anybody. I mean, the only guy that really had Joe's number was Bear Bryant down in Alabama. He couldn't.
Yeah. He never
couldn't
beat him.
really, no, you just couldn't get Bear. But if that's the only guy you couldn't beat, you're still a pretty good coach.
I mean, that's the thing. Like Joe in like Blue Mountain State, I brought this up before. Marty Daniels won 6 national titles. He's like, he wanted to beat up Joe Pa because he was short. But like Bear Bryant, he had, I don't know how many national titles did he have. But that's the thing, like late 60s, like Nixon, wasn't it? Nixon declared Texas the national champions. Joe told him to shove it. 6 consensus national championships. So like there was times where like the president would just say, yeah, they're the national champions. Like, so back in the day, like some of them were like, okay, like even 97, they co-national champions. Like even then they didn't even have a consensus national championship. Like there was Washington's, who was it? Was it Washington State and Michigan? No, Michigan beat Washington State. Who was the other? I can't remember, but Michigan was huh?
In 95, it was Michigan and Nebraska. In 94, we should have been but they didn't do it because Osborne was retiring.
97, it was Michigan and who else was consensus?
I don't remember.
Because Michigan beat Washington State, I believe, in the Rose Bowl, and Brian Leaf was on that team. That was 97. But yeah, but Bear Bryant won 6 national titles. Joe could have had 2 in the 60s. He could have had 2 more in the 80s. They lost in, 79 they lost. And then in 85 they lost. 94 should have been one. 97 they could have. 99, 05, 08. Like he could have had like 6+ national titles as a coach. He only had 2. But yeah. But anyway.
Do you remember what he really said about Nixon? He said he wished Nixon knew as much about Watergate as he did about college football. That's what Joe said. I mean, so yeah, 97 was Michigan and Nebraska. So you must be thinking 98 then.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was the 97 season when Woodson won the Heisman.
Okay. And 98 was Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee won after Peyton Manning left. So Michigan and Nebraska.
Yep.
Oh, wait. Okay, it was split between Michigan, Nebraska. No.
97 it was, yeah.
Was it? Okay. Yep. Yeah, so it was Michigan and Nebraska. They were co-national champions. So even in 97, like they still had that thing going on, which is like that's weird. But the only reason Penn State didn't win the national title in 94 is because they didn't get by TV rights. They didn't get in the game. Nebraska was down 25-9 to Miami.
Right. And
Miami lost. Now, if Miami won that game, we would have been the national champions by beating Oregon. But because Nebraska won it, I don't know why Nebraska got the leg up to be the national champions. Like, Tom Osborne was like, yeah, we're playing for the national championships. Like, no, you're not. Shut up.
So what happened was Joe put in backups too early in a game.
Yeah.
It made it look really close. That was the week. It wasn't ever it couldn't win the game. So that was the week. Yeah. Yep. And that's the week we switched from 1 to 2, and we could never get back up above, back up to number 1. And the Bulls were aligned with conferences, and we weren't in one. So Miami and Nebraska ended up playing the Orange Bowl, right? Anyway, they ended up playing against each other, and we were in the Rose.
So a lot of people don't know, Tommy Frazier was out that whole season. I think it was it Brooke Behringer was their quarterback that year, and he was a backup. He played like the whole season, Brooke Behringer, right? Was it him? Let me look it up. But yeah, so Yeah, it was Brooke. Matt Turman. But anyway, we went off on a tangent. Sorry, guys. Yeah, it was Brooke Behringer.
Yeah, we play Syracuse next year. They'll keep chopping.
Yeah, so they're bringing that back at least.
Syracuse would be by far the best team we would play this year, non-con. So yeah.
2028 schedule. What is it?
Ball State, Syracuse, UMass for non-con. I mean, that's already better than this year. So Ball State's not bad, and Syracuse is decent. So
I
already like that more.
At Nebraska. Wow.
Indiana at home, Iowa at home, Ohio State. Holy cow! Indiana, Iowa, Ohio State, Oregon, all in a row is disgusting. But they're all at home, which is insane. Those are all home games, Jared. Wow. Indiana, Iowa, Ohio State, and Oregon.
Yeah, so we go home, away. So Ball State at home, Syracuse away, UMass at home, at Michigan State, at Nebraska, Indiana, Iowa, Ohio State, Oregon, UCLA, all at home.
UCLA is going to be good too.
At Rutgers, at USC to end the season.
They have Bob Chesney at UCLA, Jared. They're going to be no slouch now. So that's an insane stretch.
So when Matt Campbell's talking about establishing a standard at Penn State, he's preparing for the buzzsaw that could be in a couple years. So just because we had a buzzsaw doesn't mean we're not going to do good, but it is a buzzsaw.
That might be the nastiest 4-game stretch I've ever heard of. Indiana, Iowa, Ohio State, Oregon, and then UCLA to follow up. Nebraska before that at their place. That's insane.
Well, Greg Schiano will be long gone by the time that happens, so we got that going for us.
But still, it's like, my God, that's the biggest welcome to the Big Ten Matt Campbell I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Well, they're welcoming him pretty kindly this year, so that's why.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's kind of just like, here's the welcome mat, and all of a sudden you walk through the house and
they roll it up, throw it out the window. They roll it up, throw it out the window.
When Frankie Boy went into Ben DePuti's office last summer and said, "All right, I want a contract extension." She pulled out the 2028 schedule and said, "No, you're not winning any of these games, so no, you're not getting more money."
Listen,
she's like, yep, we're going to lose 5 in a row, so no, we're not giving you more money.
I'm just saying, I mean, you could have like the Norse gods come down and say, I can take on anything. They hand them the 2028 Penn State schedule, like, let me think it over. I'm just like, I would not know.
I can't believe those are all home games.
Dude, I'm just saying, like, I mean, as a movie buff myself, that's basically like going up against like Tom Hanks, Chris, like basically name Sean Penn, Robert De Niro, like give me all the A-list guys that have been doing it forever before. Like you're going up against them, and you have to win an Oscar against all of those names. It's like there's just no way. Like I'm just saying, as of right now, at this very moment, that just seems like you are shooting for the impossible dream.
Yeah, next year, it's bad next year too. Like
that's crazy, man.
Yeah, even next year is bad. So next year we
2029? Oh, you're talking about 2027.
2027 next year. Yeah. So Syracuse at home.
Oh, yeah. It's only 2026. That's 2 years from now. What am I thinking?
So Syracuse at home. Maine at home. Maine. The Maine Lobsters. Temple. At Illinois. At Indiana. Oh, my goodness.
That's crazy.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah,
at Oregon.
Yeah.
Maryland.
It's a pretty rough road.
That would have been that would have been. I honestly would have.
Next year's not.
I honestly would have laughed if they would have gave Franklin another extension through this whole thing. Wow. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
2027s isn't horrible. It's easier than 2028s, man. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, 2028 is like taking a pea shooter into a cannon fight.
2028 is brutal, but look at this. At Illinois, at Indiana, at Oregon.
That's pretty insane stretch right there.
We're going to see Dylan Raiola next year. So Maryland, Michigan, Michigan State, Washington, at Purdue, at Wisconsin. Oh man, dude, that's
Pretty rough. Yeah. That's a rough stretch. I
But-
mean, you
but-
got to go Illinois, Indiana, Oregon, Maryland, Michigan. Maryland's just thrown in there. Little brother, hi, how are you? But
they're like, all right, Maryland or FCS Northeast. I will take Maryland. Maryland or Bald
no
Eagle.
matter
Maryland.
Maryland, it's funny because Maryland will play Ohio State hard. They'll play like all these teams hard, and then they'll play us, and they'll be like, crash into the ground.
Dude, Franklin literally, like, he just, like, Mike Loxley was just.
He toyed with him bad. Yeah, he really did. It was funny.
He just played with him. I mean, oh my
Mhm.
goodness, man. He just embarrassed him so many times. Like,
He really did.
but listen, this year, Maryland has Virginia Tech at home. I'm going to that game. All right. I'm going to go there. I'm going to wear a Mike Loxley, like, just, I'm going to have a picture of Mike Loxley on my head, on my shirt, just laughing. And then after the game, I'm going to have him go sign it.
You know, I want to see Mike Loxley walk up to James Franklin at the end of the game, drag him by his bald head, you know, just pick his head up and take his lunch money. Dude, that would be funny. Just
Bring a locker out, just throw him in there.
Just get like
he ever had his life.
one of those things for like horses, you know, put around and just.
If he gets a chance to run
Take
it
his
up,
lunch
he's gonna.
money.
If
What'd
Loxley
you
gets a chance, if Loxley gets a chance to run it up on him, he's gonna. They hate each other.
Oh, yeah.
Big time, big time.
He's
Yeah.
going to play to the whistle, man. Yep.
See, that's the thing. Like, I'm telling you, Loxley, he's got that game circled, man. Oh man,
Well, Malik Washington still. He's talented quarterback.
Because he can do it this year. They can beat the crap out of Virginia Tech. You know?
Yep.
They have talent.
He can beat us,
Zaire
too.
Mathis, though. Zaire Mathis is out for the season. He was Maryland's best edge rusher. He was a true freshman last year, so that sucks for Maryland. But they do have Zion Lee, or I think it was Zion Lee. He was a 5-star edge rusher. That Maryland gets some pretty good edge rushers, man. I'm not going to lie. So last couple of years. But I'm almost cooked, guys.
I get that.
But Sam Hill, I don't think we've seen you on here before, but thank you.
Right.
Thanks.
That's what we're here for, man.
Yep.
By diehard fans, for fans.
Thanks, man.
BC play
Thank you, sir.
Doozy in an empty. Well, I think Doozy's going to beat him too. So Brett
That would
Key's
be
going to
fun.
beat him. Doozy's going to beat him. Loxley's going to beat him. Ricky Ronnie's going to beat him.
Mario Cristobal's definitely going to beat the snot out of him.
Yeah, it's going to be bad.
Yeah.
Dabo, he's just going to be like,
This is payback for Terry Smith, you prick.
Yeah.
You prick.
Dabo's like really religious. I don't know if he's Catholic or not, but he's really religious. We're like, dude, you're gonna all have to go to church after this game. But by the way, just to end, running down a hill before a game is one of the dumbest things I've ever seen in my life. Not only does it look stupid, but they're running down a hill, and when they get to the bottom of the hill at the last ledge, they jump off the ledge down to the bottom of the rest of the hill. I mean, you may as well just be running on ice. You know, that's probably safer than jumping on a hill before a game. That makes no sense to me. Has no one ever thought, like, you know, maybe if you jump off a hill, you know, your grandma told you as a kid, don't run too fast down a hill and then jump off the hill because you're probably going to hurt yourself. No one ever thought, like, maybe we shouldn't jump off a hill before a game because we're going to blow our ACLs out before we even go out in the game. You know, like, I don't know. I don't know. George, what do you think about that? I mean, I think that's
I wouldn't do it.
No. Well, my sciatica wouldn't allow it, so I definitely wouldn't do it. But
Yeah, Penn State's just going to bring all their guys in via helicopter, just drop them out of it, and just be like, all right, go out into the tunnel, just
Yep.
jump out of the – they're basically jumping out of the stands to go into the stadium. Like, I wonder how many players – yeah, how about it? All right. We got a little off topic tonight, but
that was good. It was
yeah.
Mike Locksley made an appearance. We'll have to put him on the show. Yeah.
So Mike,
Well,
if you win by 60, 70 points, what are you gonna say to Franklin after the game? Not my problem.
He should give him such a wedgie that he wears his boxers like a hat.
He gives himself a wedgie.
Holy cow.
Yeah, that's one thing about Dabo. He sprints. He's like 50 yards in front of his team when they come out of the tunnel. He's like sprinting. He's like in the other end zone before they even get off the bus. Like, it's like, all right, guys, come on. Get off the bus. Come down the hill.
How much longer can he do that, though? I mean, isn't he like 50, 55 at the youngest?
Easy.
James Franklin's going to clown Mike Locksley. But come on, join us down the hill. Come join us, Mike.
Man, I'll tell you what.
Somebody get me a Diet Coke.
All right, guys.
Longest yard. Yeah.
By the way, Trump does drink Diet Coke like 24/7. Do you know that?
Who does?
Trump. He loves Diet Coke. Like, there was this clip of him talking to Dana White when they were setting up the UFC thing. He's got like this big glass. He's like drinking the Diet Coke.
That's funny.
He loves Diet Coke. He loves it. All right, guys. Have a good night. Thanks for coming on.
We are.
See you. We are Penn State. We'll see you sometime soon.
See you guys.
See you guys.